Hello everyone, my name is Rage, and welcome to something that I have found absolutely fascinating in the world of Overwatch over the last couple months, and it is the much talked about, much debated, almost legendary status at this point, Sombra ARG, or ARG depending on how you swing with your acronyms. So an ARG is an alternate reality game, and a quick way of explaining them is imagine you get to a door in a game with a keypad, and above the keypad it says the code is on the fridge, and you're like, okay, so you walk to your kitchen and lo and behold there's a note on the fridge with a key code in, so you go back to the game, you plug it in and it opens and boom! ARG completed. What's this got to do with Overwatch then? Well, there has been a absolutely humongously long one, some might say too humongously long if you know what I mean, revolving around Sombra, the likely next and 23rd hero to be added to Overwatch. It spanned many videos, mediums, websites, involved thousands of people pooling their resources to work it out with codes, ciphers, and just veritable detective work. And I want to talk about it because the path from the first hint to where we are now, which is effectively a countdown until a reveal, is just awesome to behold. So this tale begins with the Anna backstory video. When she is having a snipe off with Widowmaker, the screen flashes white, and for those people that went, hang on, I'm going to pause it here and look for numbers, well, they were rewarded, because if you have a look, play with some contrast, you get a nice wall of letters and numbers that just looks like gobbledygook to your average person, but if you convert it to ASCII, assuming it is hex, you get yourself a different little string of, again, seemingly random messes, and then if you run this through a XOR cipher, which is basically a type of encryption algorithm, you then get yourself a sentence in Spanish, and this sentence is La que tiene la información tiene el poder, which basically translates to she who has the information has the power. And I do apologize for my butchery of Spanish. It has been a while since I lived there, and my old fluent ways have really just withered away over the years. And the unique thing about this one is it ended in the word somb, S-O-M-B. Now, in that same video, a little bit later on, there is another white flash and another set of letters and numbers. Through the same process, we get the same sentence. However, this time at the end, there was an R-A instead of the S-O-M-B. You put them together, you get Sombra. This is what started the hive mind frenzy of solving the Sombra riddles. Next up, we have a dev update video, and this one was just a general telling us what's going on in the world of Overwatch, talking about Anna's introduction, but very sneakily towards the end, there was a flash of vertical barcodes, and these were found to be binary. And then if we then take this binary, which is now this square block of noughts and zeros, we put a black square where the ones are, leave it white where it's 0, we get ourselves a freaking QR code, which is like those things you scan with your phone. And is that not ridiculous? The fact that this tiny second of seemingly random mess on the screen at the end of a seemingly unrelated video continues this veritable rabbit hole of intrigue that was started by, again, a seemingly innocent white flash transition in, again, another seemingly unrelated video. This is a theme that's going to keep happening, and the good thing about this is it's not only fun for the community and a really neat way for Blizzard to build up a new character, it works perfectly within the theme of that character and what they are and what they like to do. So at this point, everyone's really excited, everyone's getting into this. So what does this QR code do? Well, it gives us a message. Estuvo eso facilito, ahora que tengo su atención, déjeme se las pongo más difícil. Which basically means, was that easy? Well, now that I have your attention, allow me to make things much more difficult. So we're being led down a breadcrumb trail by supposedly this mysterious hacker information wizard Sombra character. So the next thing that happens is during the Summer Games introduction video, and things start to really heat up from here. In Tracer's blink trail, there is a paragraph of, again, seemingly random text following her, and it's just so quick, and you just don't really notice. But then you get yourselves this output, and this took quite a lot of decrypting from the community. The fact that it says salted at the beginning means that this is a open SSL cipher, which is a cipher which needs a key and a password, and the salts are added to encrypted data to ensure that they are unique. And a cipher, as I said earlier, is just an algorithm to convert data to an unreadable form to then be converted back to make it more secure. The password in this instance is the key, almost the Rosetta Stone. With it you can unlock the box and decrypt it in a way that makes sense. So, the thing is, this one still hasn't actually been solved. Forgive me if I'm wrong with that, but from what I can see, this one's not actually got a solution yet. But fear not, because Blizzard carried on dropping hints and we still managed to pick up the trail. There is, in the background of certain frames, a sign pointing towards a certain direction. For example, in this diva one, behind her on the brick in the Temple of Anubis is the letter C, which makes her the center of this grid. And if we arrange all the findings, we get Tracer northwest, Torbjorn to the north, Winston northeast, Mercy in the east, McCree southeast, Genji south, Bastion southwest, and Symmetra west. Remember these because they will become a very, very useful thing later on. But seriously, how easy would it be to miss this stuff? The community is just ridiculous. Further through time then, Blizzard added this image to their media section on the Overwatch page of Dorado, and it obviously very much looks like there's something going on here. And indeed, when you compare it to the original one and compare them both with different checking tools, you can find yourself a sentence via some exclamation points that replaced actual letters that were found in the image. And the sentence that comparing these generates is, ¿Por qué están mirando al cielo? La respuesta no está sobre sus cabezas, está detrás de ustedes. A veces necesitan analizar sus logros previos. Which translates to, if I can stop butchering my Spanish, God, I miss being able to speak Spanish fluently. Why are you looking at the sky? The answer isn't over your heads, it's behind you. Sometimes you need to analyze your previous achievements. So this instantly then, of course, made everyone go have a look at, you guessed it, their achievements. And it was found that if you log in to your account on the Overwatch website and go down to your achievements, there's a mysterious question mark achievement, and you click on it and you just get more question marks. There's no info on it, there's no explanation for it, it just appears there. So the mystery, of course, deepens. Now, when you look at the source code for the website and find the bit pertaining to the image of this mystery achievement, we get ourselves a new phrase and a new bit of code in the form of random letters and numbers, or at least seemingly random. But the phrase that we get is vientos nada mal, no obstante mi abro, intentemos algo nuevo en la misma dirección, which means, damn, not bad. However, I'm getting bored. Let's try something new in the same direction. So, clearly the answer lies in this code that came with the little bit of taunt sentences. And I just want to say at this point, it's really cool to get an idea of the personality of this person via these riddles and games and how they present themselves in their text. They're clearly quite cocky, but they like to have fun, and they're very confident in what they do, and obviously very, very skilled to pull it off. And I think it definitely does speak of youth, the way that they act, which I think is a very, very important part of things. However, we'll take that code and and it was worked out that it might very well be a Visioneer cipher, which is a cipher that needs a password in order to decrypt it. And guess what that password is? Remember our earlier image with the heroes each representing north, south, west, etc, etc? Well, if you take each of the heroes' names, write them back to back in a line, Tracer, Torbjorn, Winston, Symmetra, Diva, Mercy, Bastion, Genji, McCree, well, that right there is the password for this cipher. So it cracks the code, it decrypts it, and we get ourselves a URL. You add in all the missing details and add .jpeg to the end, and we get the following image, which just looks like complete useless, pointless stuff. It's just colourful lines. However, as you're probably aware right now, well, it's not indeed that. This is another messed up version of an already existing image of Volskaya Industries, and when you compare the differences once again like we did earlier, we now get the first proper ooh moment, because it forms a skull out of a code, and it looks very cool. It comes with a sentence as well, which is parece que te gusta estos juguetos porque no jugamos uno de verdad, which is, it seems you like these little games, why don't we play a real one? So again, more taunting, more stalling, you could even say. So we have ourselves this skull. Now, nothing happened for a while, but then a topic was posted on the Overwatch forums, and this is where things kind of get ominous. It's by a mysterious figure with the skull as their picture, and their name is Skycoder, which is a reference to a dead end in the effort of solving this puzzle, but I'm not going to delve too far into that. There is hundreds of dead ends, and it says whoever has the information has the power, and it's got some binary as the title, but after a while the entire screen starts messing up, getting corrupted, images flash, everything goes mental, and then we get a box, and code after code, line after line gets filled in until we end up with ourselves another lovely puzzle to work out. And this code, well, just like the previous one, it turns into a new skull. The code block was worked out to be base 64, so we convert it into ASCII, and we get ourselves the second Sombra skull. This skull has very much become their symbol. So this skull by itself didn't actually lead to anything new, but if you use both skulls in conjunction with each other, and by subtracting each byte from both skulls, you end up with the following string. And this, God knows how, was identified as a Caesar cipher, another type of code encryption. And then when we break it by shifting it 23 places, we get this. Es promete un juego. Creo que ustedes, los detectives de juegos, yo llamarían un trailhead. Which is, I promised you a game, I believe you game detectives would call it a trailhead, and then this Bluzdegusse ambus calverus.html. Now, Bluzdegusse is Blizzard's server for hosting media, so if you work out the correct URL by using the ambuscalverus.html, you get a link to this video. Now this is very interesting, nothing else on the page but this video, and the only thing moving is the heartbeat monitor underneath. Now this is a set of information about Anna. You see the skull with the eye damage, she got shot through the eye, and this is Sombra, at least supposedly Sombra, the person behind all these clues and hacks, proving that they have information on other characters, proving that once again, who has the information has the power, that they know everything about everyone and they don't mind using that. This is almost a boast, a proof of, yeah, I know all the secrets, what are you gonna do about it? I'm a real thing. And then if you actually look at the video properties of this on the page, you get a new sentence. So you seem to be very interested in these heroes, maybe interested to know some details that I found out about them. Again, taunting with the info that Sombra has found out that perhaps people would rather stay hidden. So where do we progress from here? Well, it's actually the heartbeat monitor. If you look at which lines it pings on, and then you assign these lines to letters, you get the phrase moment in crime, which is a reference to the Roadhog and Junkrat video, which was titled A Moment in Crime. So what does this do for us? Well, there's nothing actually in the video itself, but if you go on amomentincrime.com, you'll find something very cool. But before I show you that, remember the forum post that went mental, the mysterious Skycoder? Well, I omitted one detail. The time that it was posted, normally on a forum, it just records when you posted it, and it just gets older and older and older. Posted 1 day ago, 2 days ago. Well, with this one, it actually did the opposite. It posted, say, 20 hours ago, and then every hour that went by, posted 19, posted 18, posted 17. It was counting down. When it got to 0, it was deleted, and then as soon as that got deleted, the amomentincrime.com website got a bit of an update that added a percentage and a increasing version number to the site. Now, the site, as you can see, is very simple, but the percent is slowly rising, and this is very much the key of where we're up to, waiting to see what happens when this gets to whatever percent it needs to. The obvious answer is, of course, 100%, and at the rate that it is going, it will reach 100% around the October 16th to 17th, which is a fairly large time before BlizzCon. But the other one is it will hit 23%, which, as we know, is an important Sombra number, because we've had 23 come up before. It would be the 23rd hero, and it will hit 23% on September 5th, which is exactly when Season 2 starts. So, at least that would have been a really nice matchup and big deal and likely solution to this mysterious website had Blizzard not gone surprise and released the new competitive season a few days early, thereby basically ruining everything, because now nobody has any free time. There's WoW, there's Overwatch, there's Hearthstone. I mean, I need more hours in a day, but that's not the point. And then also there is an extra comment in the source code of the website that goes, "It seems that things are warming up a little. Gotta go unnoticed while it completes," suggesting that until this percentage reaches its conclusion in quite a few days, we're not going to hear any more from Sombra, or who we assume is Sombra. There's a few other bits and pieces here and there, but that is the main thread, and whew, is that not one hell of a journey that the Overwatch community has been on? Is that not ridiculous? So, I initially gotta say, what do you guys think? What do you think is gonna happen when it reaches whatever percent that it needs to? Do you think Sombra is actually the next hero? I personally am not sure. I kind of think, and I like this idea, that Sombra is actually this mysterious figure, this really good, technologically minded hacker that has taken it upon themselves to get information on Overwatch agents and those connected to them, and use that for their own benefits in whatever way that they can. They very much enjoy messing with people and playing games. And I'm just gonna say that a kind of person who's all hacky and secrets and puzzles and games tends not to be someone that you would find on the battlefield shooting, exploding, stabbing, and generally murdering people. They're much more inclined to behind the scenes. So I kind of think that Sombra, assuming the person behind all of these clues is Sombra, is not going to be a hero, but they're actually going to be responsible for lots of leaks, air quotes, leaks of informations pertaining to other heroes. So it's my theory that when this reaches whatever percent it needs to, Sombra's going to be going, look, here's the info on the next hero, it's so-and-so, I found it out, I've cracked it, I've figured out their location, who they are, I've brought them into the spotlight, as a way to stir up the world of Overwatch. I'm liking to imagine that Sombra is just this sort of watchful, shadowy figure in the dark who's going to just keep feeding us secret, limited information about upcoming heroes and things while never stepping into the spotlight. Because honestly, I think all the references around the maps talking about Protocol Sombra, hell, even the mysterious website has Protocol Sombra, and it wouldn't just be Protocol somebody's name. Hell, I even think there could be a twist that Sombra turns out to be an AI, much like Athena, Winston's AI, and that could explain the Reaper line of where's Sombra when you need her. Maybe it's a more Guardian AI. Hell, even if Sombra does get involved in the battlefield, maybe it's somebody controlling remotely a kind of Omnic-esque robot that represents this Sombra AI. I don't know, but I do think it's not just going to be as simple as, hi guys, I'm Sombra, I'm in a skull mask, I can go stealth and I'm gonna fight on the battlefield. Also, I do hacky stuff and I left all those puzzles for you, I'm the 23rd hero, how you doing? I just feel like that's gonna be too anticlimactic after all this working stuff out, but I guess we shall see. Hell, I even really like the idea that Sombra might actually be, or at least is connected to, a god program. These are big, influential AIs in Overwatch that are capable of controlling and corrupting lesser AIs. This includes Omnics, and obviously they were all deactivated and guarded by Overwatch after the war. For example, the one confirmed god program, Anubis, Farah is in a comic going after that, which is a pretty good read if you want to give that a go. And there are lots of speculation that Athena is a god program, and there's kind of a lot of credence for that. You see her logo on a kind of slender looking robot in one of the Overwatch artworks, and that could easily be something she constructed for herself or something Winston made to give her a more physical presence on the battlefield instead of just being the voice in everyone's head running the tech behind the scenes. So what if Sombra turns out to also be a program controlling a custom-built robot? Maybe that's how it can go stealth. It just is living technology and can blend into the background chameleon-wise. That would be pretty cool. It would also give a reason why this seemingly sneaky hacker can actually fight on a battlefield. And it also makes sense with Sombra having the kind of personality that we've seen, because she has all this jokey playing games, sneaky puzzles, and you may think, well, an AI is not going to be like that, but look at Athena in all of the times we've seen her. She has her own personality. She kind of acts like a friend, or hell, even partner to Winston, the way they talk back and forth. He certainly doesn't treat her as a tool.
Now, no need for that, Winston. Your heart rate is through the roof.
I told you to stop monitoring my vitals, Athena.
Very well. It has been 43 days, 7 hours, and 29 seconds since your last cardio workout. Remember, a healthy body is a
Healthy mind. That's why I have this.
I mean, she's kind of like Jarvis in Iron Man, isn't she? That kind of setup, and I feel like it would be really cool for Sombra to turn out to be a god program that was part of the Omnic Crisis that escaped and kind of went on its own little mission to basically use all the information it has on the Overwatch people to cause something to happen in the world. I just think adding more to the god programs in Overwatch, because they're very interesting, via this mysterious thing that everyone just assumes is just this woman who dresses up in a skull mask and can go stealth and will fight after doing all this hacky stuff. I'm just convinced there's more to it, you know, but yeah, there we go. Now granted, it's equally likely I'm completely wrong, and we'll see new hero announced. Sombra is a stealth hero, that's awesome for the game, it'd be a really cool mechanic, maybe a melee only hero, which I would love, but I like to think after all this time it's going to be a little bit deeper, and I would have a sneaking suspicion that Sombra is this hacker, this clue puzzle lever, but isn't actually going to be a hero themselves, but someone who points us in the direction of who is actually going to be the next hero. So yeah, that's what I think, but you guys let me know, and I just wanted to take you all through this and share it just so I can talk about it really, because I think it's awesome. Let me know if you enjoyed a video like this. I'm more than willing to do more in the future, but like if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and I will see you next time. Oh, goodbye.